Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Well, we go back 71 years to what purportedly was J. Edgar Hoover's most favorite radio show. This is your FBI. It was originally broadcast 71 years ago, May 11th, 1951. This episode entitled The Corruptors. And we thank you for tuning in on this Wednesday. You know what that means. It's Wednesday. 11th day of May, 131st day of the year, 234 days remaining until we get to 2023. Happy birthday, Minnesota. You were admitted as the 32nd state of the Union on this date in 1858. A derailment outside Lompoc, California killed 32 Shriners when their chartered train jumped off the tracks at a switch near Surf Depot in 1907. In 1910, Glacier National Park, established by Congress. In 1924, Mercedes-Benz, formed by Gottlieb Daimler and Carl Benz, merging the two companies. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, founded in 1927. In 1934, a strong two-day dust storm removed massive amounts of Great Plains topsoil in one of the worst dust storms of the Dust Bowl in North America. On this date in 1940, John Steinbeck awarded the Pulitzer Prize for his novel, The Grapes of Wrath.
I'll be all around in the dark. I'll be everywhere, wherever you can look. Wherever there's a fight so hungry people can eat, I'll be there. Wherever there's a cop beating up a guy, I'll be there. I'll be in the way guys yell when they're mad. I'll be in the way kids laugh when they're hungry and they know supper's ready. And when the people are eating the stuff they raise and living in the houses they build, I'll be there too.
Henry Fonda's great interpretation of Steinbeck character's Tom Joad's soliloquy, The Grapes of Wrath, awarded the Pulitzer Prize on this date in 1940. The Beatles' Let Long and Winding Road, released as a single in the U.S., it became the group's last number one single in the U.S. on this date in 1970. 1973, citing government misconduct, Daniel Ellsberg has his charges for his involvement in releasing the Pentagon Papers to the New York Times dismissed. In New York City on this date in 1995, more than 170 countries decided to extend the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty indefinitely and without conditions. In 1996, after taking off from Miami, a fire started by improperly handled oxygen canisters in the cargo hold of Atlanta-bound ValueJet Flight 592 caused the Douglas DC-9 to crash in the Florida Everglades.
What kind of problem are you having? Smoke in the cabin.
110 people killed in that crash on this date in 1996. IBM's Deep Blue chess-playing supercomputer defeated Garry Kasparov on this date in 1997 in the last game of the rematch, becoming the first computer to beat a world champion chess player. A dinner honoring former First Lady Nancy Reagan on this date in 2005 celebrated her life and her accomplishments.
It brings back many, many memories. I can still see Anwar Sadat in the Rose Garden, Margaret Thatcher, Mikhail Gorbachev, Mother Teresa. So many people, so many historic occasions, so many memories.
Several Washington leaders paid tribute to the former First Lady in the building named for her husband in the nation's capital. Passing away on this date in history, Lester Flatt of Flatt and Scruggs, cartoonist Chester Gould, the man behind Dick Tracy, and comedian Jerry Stiller. This is the birth date of composer Irving Berlin, painter Salvador Dali, actor, comedian Phil Silvers, actor Foster Brooks, who you didn't know by name, most people didn't, but you knew his character. It was amazing, and he did it so well. Uncle Jesse on the Dukes of Hazzard Denver Pile, born on this date. Comedian Mort Saul, whom many people some people didn't get the satire and the commentary. Mort Saul passing away this last year at the age of 94. Actor Doug McClure, born on this date, as was English-born actress Natasha Richardson. The Animals' Eric Burton turns 81 today. The man who created the first artificial heart, Robert Jarvik, is 76. One of the original MTV VJs, Martha Quinn, 63 today, and actress Sabrina Carpenter is 23. Those just a few of the people who celebrate the 11th day of May as their birthday. Now, if this happens to be your birthday...
Hi, we're the Four Freshmen, and we just want to say, Happy birthday to you!
From 71 years ago, May 11th, 1951, this is your FBI. I'm Wyatt Cox. Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday edition of Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
Classic Radio Theater here on your favorite station. I don't know where I'm really going with what I'm about to say, but the FBI in Peace and War was first and last on the air. In other words, it had a longer radio run than This Is Your FBI. Louis Pelletier created that show, and it was inspired by Frederick L. Collins's book of the same name, The FBI in Peace and War. But it started in November of 1944, ran until September of 1958. Now, This Is Your FBI didn't begin on ABC until April 6, 1945, and it ran till January 30th of 1953. So a much shorter run, but probably much more profitable for ABC since the show was sponsored for its entire run. It was sponsored by the Equitable Life Assurance Society, and of course, shows that were fully paid got a lot more play on ABC than anything. I heard at one point in time that the show ran on more than just ABC, that the show was distributed on transcription disc, much the same way that their run of Abbott and Costello was distributed. I can't tell you that, and I don't have all the authoritative data on it. That's just something that I have heard over the years. Okay, so let us get to the FBI, This Is Your FBI. This was originally broadcast 71 years ago today, May 11th, 1951.
The Equitable Life Assurance Society presents This Is Your FBI. This is Your FBI, the official broadcast from the files of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Presented transcribed as a public service by the Equitable Life Assurance Society of the United States and the Equitable Society's representative in your community. Later in the program, we will bring you an important message from Mr. J. Edgar Hoover on our nation's internal security. the subject of our FBI file, Illegal Gambling. Its title, The Corruptors.
Illegal gambling in the United States is big business. One bookmaker recently admitted to a gross take of over $20 million in a single year. And he is merely one of hundreds. With such sums of money at their disposal, sooner or later, the men who control the horse rooms, the gambling houses, and the numbers racket move in and attempt to control the political machine. Bribes to higher-ups tie the hands of every conscientious police officer. To prove, however, that it is by no means impossible to break up such a situation, the following case from the files of the Federal Bureau of Investigation has been selected for dramatization. Tonight's FBI file opens in a Midwestern city. On the outskirts of town, an old mansion has been converted into a gambling casino. It is early evening, but already there are tense people huddled around different tables, some playing roulette, craps, chemin de fer, birdcage 21, and other so-called games of chance. A short, middle-aged man walks across the deep carpet. He nods to players at several tables as he passes and heads toward a door marked Private.
Well. Here we are again. Greetings, Phil.
Oh, hello, Sid.
Yes, sir. The Iceman cometh.
Come in and close the door.
Okay, pal. Well, you got that folding stuff for me?
Betty, where's that envelope?
It's right there on your desk.
Oh, yeah. Here you are.
Just a little more due for the commissioner's garden.
Got something else for you.
All contributions are gratefully received, you know.
One of my customers got this for speeding. Tell the commissioner to fix it.
Oh, now, wait a minute. He's running a police department.
Sid. I want it fixed.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Well, if there is, Phil, just call me. The number is larceny 81000. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, so long, pal.
That's the hard way. Pay the ticket. I'm glad he only comes here once a week.
Can't the commissioner find anybody better to collect his payoffs?
He couldn't find anyone worse.
Oh, and why does he use him?
Because he's just as stupid as his collector.
Hey, Phil, we got trouble.
What's the matter?
I just got word from the Duke. The heat's on.
Huh?
We're being sloughed.
When, Archie?
Around 11 o'clock tonight.
Well, I just paid off.
Yeah, then you're being crossed.
Betty,
Mm-hmm.
call police headquarters. Get me the commissioner.
Well, he won't be there this late.
Then try him at home. I'm paying him to stay open, and if he can't deliver, I'll get City Hall to put up a new front.
Meanwhile, at local police headquarters, the head of the detective squad, Lieutenant Frank Nelson, is cleaning his revolver when FBI Special Agent Taylor approaches.
Don't shoot, Frank. I'll go quiet.
Oh, hello, Jim.
Hi. You got a minute?
Just about.
I wanted to get a little information about one of the men in your squad.
Oh, who's that?
Joe Carter. Chief put in an application for him to attend the next FBI Academy class.
Oh, yeah, I knew about that. Maybe I'll go after Joe gets back.
To the Academy?
Yeah, why not?
Well, I don't know. I thought you weren't interested.
Well, I said I didn't want to go until I put the skids under Phil Putnam.
I drove by Putnam's a little while ago. Plenty of cars in the parking lot.
There won't be tomorrow night.
Oh?
You see this warrant?
For Putnam?
Uh-huh.
Well, can you get away with it?
Commissioner swore it out personally.
The commissioner?
That's right.
Well, what happened?
I don't know.
What did the chief say?
He was very happy. He hates those hoodlums as much as I do.
When are you calling on Putnam?
Tonight at 11. And I'm going with enough men to take everybody and close the place. Sergeant, you and your men wait right here. When I give the word, we'll all move in together.
Hi there.
Oh, hello, Putnam.
How are you tonight, Lieutenant?
Couldn't be better. I've got something for you.
What's that?
A warrant. It's got your name on it, and I've got witnesses that it's being served. Now I'm going inside with my men and close this place for good.
Now, wait, Lieutenant. Everything's been fixed.
Oh, no. The commissioner signed this himself.
Yeah, he told me all about it.
When?
10 minutes ago.
I don't believe you.
Well, you don't have to. I can let you hear it from the commissioner.
Where is he?
He's on the phone. The doorman's got an extension out here. Come on. I thought you might need this before you'd believe me, so I had him hang on till you got here. You know his voice, don't you?
Yes.
Well, this way, Lieutenant. The phone's in that box.
Hello? Yes, Commissioner, this is Lieutenant Nelson. That's right, I'm out here. What? But this afternoon you said that... Huh. Yes, sir, I heard you. Good night, Commissioner.
You look disappointed.
What do you want me to do, throw my hat in the air?
Well, no, just forget it. We all make mistakes.
This was no mistake.
All right, come on inside and bring your guys. I'll buy you all a drink.
No, thanks.
Now, look, you're making this a personal thing. It's not. It's just a part of your job, like having the thing taken care of is a part of mine.
Putnam, don't tell me how to do my work. I came out here tonight with a warrant. And commissioner or no commissioner, I'm serving it. Here.
Now, wait a minute.
All right, Sergeant, get your men. We're moving in. Morning, Jim.
What? Oh, hello, Frank. Hey, what are you doing in uniform?
I'm not a detective anymore.
Why, what happened?
I made a mistake. I arrested Phil Putnam last night.
Yeah?
This morning I was demoted and put on a new detail. If people leave their garbage pails uncovered in the street, I'm supposed to give them a ticket.
Well, Putnam works fast, doesn't he?
Before the ink was dry on the charge book last night, the commissioner had him sprung.
I mean, didn't the chief have to okay your demotion?
He couldn't do anything, Jim. This is a direct order. If he doesn't obey, he's fired, and the next chief breaks me.
Frank, I wish I could help you.
Well, maybe you can, Jim.
How?
One of the attendants in Putnam's parking lot was arrested 3 years ago. He's got a record, and he'd have been in big trouble if I hadn't proved he wasn't guilty.
Yeah?
I think I can get a statement for you from him.
Well, on what?
Putnam has slot machines out there. He's got them from Chicago. Now, if you could get proof, couldn't you charge him with violation of the slot machine law?
No, Frank. That law was just passed. Doesn't apply to machines shipped interstate before the passage.
So you can't do anything about it, huh?
Not unless they break a federal law.
I better get used to this uniform.
Well, now, Frank, you know as well as I do, gambling's a local, not a federal problem. In cities where the people don't want the Phil Putnams around, the anti-gambling statutes are enforced. Citizens get the kind of law enforcement that they want.
Yeah, that's true.
Voters are going to go to the polls again next month. Well, they'll have their chance to get rid of the machine. You think they will, though? No. Some of them don't even care enough to vote.
Well, if I can prove there's a tie-up between Putnam and the commissioner, they might care, Jim. They might care enough to go out on Election Day and blast the machine right out of the city.
Take it easy, Willie.
That better?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
You looking for me, Phil?
Yeah, come in.
You want I should stop Mr. Putnam?
No. Say, Archie, I've been doing a little digging.
On what?
On why the commissioner tried to slough us.
Was he trying to boost his take?
No. No, he wasn't getting it. The bag man was palming the payoff.
Sid Wilcox?
Yeah.
Wasn't the commissioner getting anything?
Not the last 2 trips.
That old phony. Who tipped you? The commissioner?
No. I figured it myself. The commissioner confirmed it.
What'd the old bum take?
10,000.
Hey.
Archie, I want you to go looking for him. There's a chance we might get some of it back.
Okay. You know where he hangs out?
A guy as loud as him, he shouldn't be hard to find. Hey, take it easy, Willie.
That better?
Yeah.
I'll go looking for him now.
Okay. Oh, Arch.
Yeah?
It's a piece of information. When you catch up with the guy, Commissioner said it's okay to go as far as you want with him.
Lieutenant Nelson?
He used to be.
Well, if you don't mind, I'd like to talk to you.
Go ahead.
I know why you were demoted.
You ought to.
Huh?
You're on the inside. I've seen you around City Hall. Your name's Wilcox, isn't it?
Yeah, and I need some help. I'm in trouble.
Why tell me? We're not on the same team.
But you're the only one who can fix this.
I'm not in the fixing business.
Well, you can't let him kill me.
Who wants to? Well?
Well, Phil Putnam's got a grudge against me.
Putnam's not a killer?
Well, it's a man who works for him.
Archie Dawson?
Yeah.
How much do you owe Putnam?
I don't know him anything.
Now, look, Mr. Wilcox, you came in that door and asked me for help. I didn't send for you. Now, if you like, you can leave right now. But if you want to stay, you'll have to tell me the truth.
Look, I'm trying to tell you.
I know Phil Putnam. He's interested in one thing, money. That's why I asked you how much you owed him. That's the only reason he'd put Dawson on you. Now, I'm willing to help, but on one condition. That you tell me everything.
Well, all right. It is money.
And how much?
$10,000.
I thought he never gave anybody credit at the club.
Yeah, but this isn't a gambling debt.
Oh?
No, I collected the money for a friend of mine.
Friend at City Hall?
Yeah.
Why didn't you go see him?
Well, I did. And he threw me out.
What's his name? What's the name of this friend you collected for?
The commissioner.
Say that again?
Commissioner Baldwin.
And there's the finger. May 11th, 1951, this is your FBI. On this Wednesday, Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
No offense, but are you a little fat when you look in the mirror? How would you like to learn the secrets to lose 3 to 5 pounds a week easily without joining the gym or going through any crazy diets? It's called Body Sculpt by Med Diet. For the last 2 decades, we've been helping people just like you that have pounds they want to shed. We've helped millions of people lose thousands and thousands of pounds over the years. And now it's your turn. Learn the secrets of how to lose weight with one simple phone call. You'll see an amazing difference in a matter of days. Don't believe us? We'll offer you a money-back guarantee. If you're ready to start losing weight right now, call right now to learn more about your risk-free order to Body Sculpt.
Call for your risk-free offer. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. That's 800-738-5332.
Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean. Your knees hurt. Your shoulder hurts. Your elbow and back are constantly killing you. And I'm sure you've tried every pain pill or cream available at the drugstore. Am I right? Well, here's something you haven't tried. Pain Magic. Pain Magic is not available at any drugstore. The only place you can get it is by calling the special toll-free number I'm about to give you.
And to make things even better, call right now and find out about our buy one, get one free offer. We're so confident it'll work for you that we offer a free bottle with your purchase. No prescription required.
Call now to learn how you can get Pain Magic and get rid of your pain. Remember, your results may vary.
800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. That's 800-492-8164.
Thanks for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, an episode of This Is Your FBI, as it was originally broadcast Friday, May 11th, 1951. In the newspapers of that Friday, 71 years ago, these were some of the headlines. White House aide Donald Dawson acknowledged yesterday he and 2 other members of President Truman's staff took free vacations at a $30 a day luxury hotel in Miami after the hotel borrowed $1.5 million from the government. But Dawson told senators he understood some lawmakers themselves have accepted similar off-the-cuff courtesies from the same hotel, the Saxony. Making his long-awaited appearance at a witness in the Reconstruction Finance Committee inquiry, Dawson swore he never abused his White House prestige by attempting to sway multi-million-dollar federal loans. Secretary of Defense Marshall indicating yesterday the U.S. should use its veto power if necessary to block the entry of Red China into the United Nations. The Department of State has held that Red China's admission to the UN is a procedural matter which cannot be vetoed in the Security Council, even though this government is reportedly opposed to the entry. Allied forces, which routed 6,000 North Koreans to erase a northwest flanking threat to Seoul, probed into Munsan and within 10 miles of the 38th parallel yesterday. But large concentrations of Red troops and considerable enemy movement reported east and southeast of the highway hub 22 miles northwest of Seoul, and Red resistance stepped up on much of the remainder of the Korean front. Deposed Panamanian President Arnulfo Arias arrested and jailed yesterday after a bloody 4-hour stand against the nation's armed forces, driven to action by the greatest civilian resistance movement in Panama's history. At least 9 persons killed, scores wounded. Entrenched with hundreds of followers in the presidential palace overlooking picturesque Panama Harbor, Arias fought to stay in office in the face of impeachment by the National Assembly and popular clamor against him. He was lost and thrown behind bars. And Richard Micklak, the man whose snoring wrecked health and home, is cured, but too late. The 25-year-old egg inspector came jubilantly into Superior Court yesterday to reclaim the affections of his life, 20-year-old Florence, an attractive blonde. She agreed a month ago to hold up her suit for separate maintenance while he sought a cure for the big snore. Richard's night noises, she maintained, had wrecked her health. Richard fought his affliction with gusto. He moved into a small room in a YMCA hotel. He pored over more than 500 suggested cures submitted by snore-wise folk in many cities who had learned of his plight. These snore cures included hypnotism, an onion, garlic, goat's milk diet, the removal of tonsils, blood transfusions, and sleeping with a rubber hose around the neck. Richard enlisted snore listeners in adjacent rooms to listen while he slept. With a hopeful sidewise glance at his pretty wife, the young man informed Judge Rudolph F. Desert yesterday his snoring days were over, but before he could elaborate, his wife's attorney, Charles C. Cooley, intervened. He told the court Mrs. Micklak felt she could not live up to her agreement and returned to Richard, whom she married 2 years previously. She said she intended to file suit for divorce. The young woman remained silent. Richard angrily handed the court 3 letters, and the hearing ended. Letters from Richard's fellow roomers in the YMCA. The rumor said no snores had been coming from Richard's room for more than a week. And those some of the day's top news stories as reported in the newspapers of Friday, May 11th, 1951 on your radio. This is your FBI, which continues now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Will you put that in writing?
Yeah.
Let's see now. Place to tell your story is the grand jury. They meet day after tomorrow.
Oh, they'll find me before that.
I know where you'd be safe, city jail. I'll arrest you now and have you held until you can go before the grand jury.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Lieutenant.
I'm not a lieutenant anymore, Wilcox, but I might be again when you get through talking.
Frank, what are you so happy about?
Have a seat, Jim.
Hey, don't tell me the demotion's off.
Lean back and listen to a tale that'll gladden your heart.
All right, go ahead, I'm listening.
Well, I was right here about 2 hours ago when a man came in that door and told me that Phil Putnam's muscle men wanted to kill him. You know why?
No, Mr. Bones, I don't know why.
Because the man who walked in spent the money he got from Mr. Putnam to deliver to the commissioner.
A payoff?
Yeah. Man's name is Wilcox, and he's now in city jail where he's agreed to stay until Monday morning. And then I'm going to take him by the hand to the grand jury.
Congratulations, Frank.
I'll save that till after the indictment.
Okay. Oh, the application the chief put in for Joe Carter to go to the academy was accepted?
Oh, swell.
Now, how about you?
Now that I'm getting Putnam out of the way, I'll put in for the next class.
Fine. You come by the office in the morning. I'll give you the application blank. You just have the chief sign it. And...
Oh, pardon me, Jim.
Sure.
Nelson speaking. Yes, that's right. What? When? But he said that... Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks for calling. Cancel the academy for me, Jim. No, why? That was the city jail. They just released Sid Wilcox.
May 11th, 1951, this is your FBI. The conclusion next on this Wednesday Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Are you suffering with arthritis or osteoporosis? Do you have diabetes? Did you know that these are just 2 of the hundreds of diseases that have seen improvement with Dr. Wallach's incredible longevity products? You can't get them at a health food store. The only way to get them is to call us at 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065. Do you have heart disease, fibromyalgia, or high blood pressure? Do you have a terrible time losing weight? Dr. Wallach can help. He was a veterinarian and cured diseases in animals. He felt that he could do the same for humans, so he became a physician. Over 50 years of research and helping people like you goes into every bottle of Dr. Wallach's amazing discoveries. Do you want to feel better? Learn how to treat the cause of your problem rather than covering up the symptoms with drugs. Call 800-214-0065. That's 800-214-0065.
On Thursday's Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, Harold Perry in an episode of The Great Gildersleeve from 76 years ago, May 12, 1946. Leela's boyfriend. It seems that Gildersleeve has some competition. That'll be up on Thursday's Classic Radio Theater, but now the conclusion of I Was a Communist for the FBI, May 11th, 1951.
And now back to the FBI file, The Corruptors.
While there are no federal anti-gambling statutes under its jurisdiction, your FBI has very firm opinions on the subject, because it knows that those who engage in gambling and other rackets could not carry on without the important ingredient of political protection. It is an accepted fact in law enforcement circles that no city is corrupt where the police are free to do their job, where certain criminal elements are not so powerful that they have become a group beyond the law. The situation, even in those cities where corruption exists, is not hopeless. Far from it. An aroused citizenry can take the handcuffs off the wrists of the police and put them where they belong. Only through the work of every individual who cares about living in a crime-free community can that happy circumstance be brought about. But the fact that it can be done should be incentive enough. The people is not an abstract phrase. It means you, each of you. Assume your responsibility as a citizen. Helping to rid your city of a corrupt political machine is your job. Help yourself and the nation by doing that job, by starting to do it right now. Tonight's FBI file continues later that day, outside the back door of Phil Putnam's office at the gambling casino.
Go on, now, cut it out. Now, will you? Go on, let go of me, will you?
Dummy up, will you? Need some help, Archie? With him? Come on, get moving.
No, I won't.
Sid, you can walk into Phil's office or get carried in. Now, what'll it be?
All right, I'll walk.
You go back out front, Willie.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Phil, in here. Well, you made it pretty quick.
Hey, Phil, will you ask this big St. Bernard to leave me alone?
He says he ain't got any of the dough left.
No, and I haven't. I bet it on the wrong horses, and I blew the works.
Well, there's something more important than the money right now. Why did you go to the cops?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Why, Phil, you know I wouldn't do a thing like that.
Well, how come you were in jail?
I was arrested for stealing a car.
Charge book said you were being held as a material witness for the grand jury, and there's only one story you know that they'd be interested in.
Huh? Well, what's that?
They'd like to know about me paying off the commissioner, and you're just a little man who could tell them.
Who, me? Me talk?
Yeah, you talk. Maybe you think this is a peanut stand I've got here. Well, it's not. This is big business. I do over $100,000 a week. That's why I got you out of jail. If you ever started talking to that grand jury, I'd be closed the next day.
Oh, look, Phil, now look, you got me all wrong.
Archie, take him over to my place on the lake.
Okay.
Huh? What for?
Well, we got a story about you and the commissioner of the plant, and if you're here, you just might not tell it right.
You want me to drive him out?
Yeah, take Willie. He can stay and keep Sid company.
Well, I'm not going.
You're going, and you're staying out there till we decide what else to do with you.
No, I'm not leaving here.
Oh, do we have to go through that again?
Hey, now let go, will you? Go on, get your big
So
paws
long,
off of me.
Sid, so long. Have a nice trip.
Hey, Frank.
Hello, Jim. What are you doing over here?
Well, I'm trying to get some information from the court records. How about you?
Well, they're lining up the docket of witnesses the grand jury will hear on Monday. I want to be one of them.
Well, with Wilcox gone, Frank, what have you got?
Enough, I think. After you left my office, I went to the city jail.
Yeah.
Sid Wilcox refused to be released when they told him the charge against him was dropped.
Well, then how'd he get out?
A couple of the commissioner's men put him out.
The commissioner seems to have a pretty nice network.
And when he got in front of the jail, who do you suppose was waiting for him?
Archie Dawson.
Right. Forced him into a car and they drove away.
Out to the casino, I guess.
I'll find out.
How?
As soon as I'm through here, I'm paying another call on Putnam.
Archie, you better get out front.
What's the matter, Betty?
Well, that cop's trying to get in. He's giving the doorman trouble.
Okay. I'll take care of it.
No, it's too late. Here he comes.
Get back in the office and tell Phil.
Okay.
Dawson?
Yeah.
I want to see you.
What for?
I've got evidence you were outside the jail when Sid Wilcox was released and you forced him into a car.
Are you kidding?
I've got witnesses who saw you.
Look, I ain't seen Wilcox in a week. I don't know where he is, and if I did, I wouldn't care.
You're lying.
Now, wait a minute.
What's going on here?
He says I met Sid Wilcox and shoved him in a car when the bum got out of jail.
Now, Nelson, you ought to be more careful about accusing people, especially after the jam you just got into.
Jam?
Yeah. Don't tell me you haven't heard about it yet.
What are you talking about?
Wilcox told how you threatened to beat him up unless he'd lie and invent a story about collecting payoffs from me for the commissioner. Said that you did it just to get a promotion.
That's ridiculous.
Well, all I know is the commissioner isn't pressing charges against me.
Or against me.
I'd let you make a bet on that, but in this club we got a rule. The house never bets on sure things.
Frank, I just got your message.
You didn't have to rush. I'm not leaving.
Why? What happened?
I'm under suspension. The commissioner preferred departmental charges against me.
Well, for what?
He claims he's got a statement from Wilcox saying I threatened to beat him unless he testified falsely that he was collecting bribe money from Putnam for the commissioner.
Oh. Have you seen this statement?
Nobody has. Been no sign of Wilcox either. Look, the reason I sent for you, Jim, is I think you can help me.
You know how I feel, Frank. If there's anything I can do, well, you just say so.
Yeah, there is something.
All right, what is it?
I told you about the ex-con who works in the parking lot at Putnam's?
Yeah.
I went out to see Putnam tonight. Got nothing but denials from him and Archie Dawson.
Well, that figures.
When I left, though, this attendant told me Dawson and a mug named Willie Green took Wilcox away earlier tonight. He overheard Wilcox protesting that he didn't want to go.
Oh?
They forced him into a car and drove him across the 7th Street Bridge.
Well, that means they had to cross a state line.
Nobody saw the attendant talk to me, Jim. He'll testify whenever you want him to.
Good. I'll go to work right away, Frank. See if I can get warrants on all of them.
Go ahead, Arch.
All right.
Willie?
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Where's Willie?
Oh, my custodian? He's upstairs.
And he lets you run loose down here?
He trusts me, Archie. He knows that I've come to love this place. In fact, I was about to write a testimonial. Get put away by Putnam. Every prisoner a king. How do you like that, boys, huh?
Very funny.
Yeah. Want to get out of here, Wilcox?
Well, that's up to you and the commissioner, isn't it?
He thinks it's okay if you've got the story right.
The one about the cop?
Uh-huh.
I can sing it, tell it, or play it on a comb.
We'll just tell it.
Okay. How's this? Lieutenant Nelson caught me booking a horse bet, and he arrested me. When we got to the station house, he said he'd beat me up if I didn't say I was collecting money from you to give to the commissioner. So, gentlemen, what could I do? Faced with the threat of violence on one side, sheer disgrace on the other, what could I do?
Hold it, kid, will you? Just stay with the facts.
But, Phil, a little emotional appeal
He
is always...
just wants you to tell the story.
Okay, very well. Next time I will.
Let's get back to town.
You mean me, too?
Yeah, you're going to tell that story to the grand jury.
Suppose we all go back together.
Who are you?
He's an FBI man.
How did he get in here?
Willie's not very exclusive. Not very conscious, either. Willie's in the closet.
I came out here looking for Sid Wilcox.
Who tipped you?
I found out about this place from the county real estate records. Now, as I said before, let's all go back to town together.
Bill Putnam, Archie Dawson, and Willie Green were all convicted in federal court on a charge of kidnapping and sentenced to serve 10 years each. Commissioner Baldwin was prosecuted locally, and his conviction served to help break up the criminally controlled political machine. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here is a vital message on our nation's internal security from J. Edgar Hoover, Director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Mr. Hoover's message is, and I quote, "Every loyal American citizen has been assigned a definite responsibility to preserve the internal security of the United States. The forces which are at work in our society to undercut America's defense effort and contaminate the reservoirs from which we draw our strength must be uncovered and turned back. All loyal citizens and patriotic organizations have a hand in this job. They have been called on by the President of the United States to report promptly all information concerning espionage, sabotage, and subversive activities to the FBI. If each of us is alert to the particular duty assigned him, we may approach the problem with national unity and full confidence of success."
The incidents used in tonight's Equitable Life Assurance Society's broadcast are adapted from the files of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. However, all names used are fictitious, and any similarity thereof to the names of places or persons, living or dead, is accidental. Tonight, the music was composed and conducted by Frederick Steiner. The author was Jerry D. Lewis. Your narrator was William Woodson, and Special Agent Taylor was played by Stacey Harris. Others in the cast were Alice Backus, Walter Catlett, Whit Connor, J.C. Flippin, Tony Hughes, and Sheldon Leonard. This Is Your FBI is a Jerry Devine production. This is Larry Keating speaking for the Equitable Life Assurance Society of the United States and the Equitable Society's representative in your community, and inviting you to tune in again next week at the same time when the Equitable Life Assurance Society will bring you another thrilling transcribed story from the files of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The Straw Hat Shakedown on This Is Your FBI. Stay tuned for the adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. There's fun for the whole family when Ozzie and Harriet come your way next. This program came to you from Hollywood.
Yeah, ABC had an interesting Friday night lineup. Richard Diamond at 8 o'clock, and of course that was Dick Powell. This Is Your FBI at 8:30, then Ozzie and Harriet at 9. So you had a 90-minute show there that had, it was kind of interesting. And, of course, there was not much opposition. You know, you had This Is Your FBI was head-to-head with the Magnificent Montague on NBC, and the Songs for Sale on CBS. So that was your big quiz show competition. This Is Your FBI, May 11th, 1951 on Classic Radio Theater. Please thank this radio station and support their advertisers. It is their kindness and courtesy that allows us to be with you each and every time we roll around here on your favorite station. Don't forget, if you miss a day on this station, you do not have to miss a single show. You can hear all of our Classic Radio Theater programs here on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Spreaker, Tune in, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Amazon, or Facebook. Just search for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. And visit my webpage for more information, classicradio.stream. You can stream the shows there. You can contact me there. You can find our social media links, and you can learn about building a classic radio collection of your own at classicradio.stream. Thanks for tuning in. Tell all your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite radio station.